Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Bhaktavijaya7. As you may remember, Mahipati was saying how one entity emerges from a group, or as a prince among paupers, or as pure devotion among all the other means of worship. So Jayadev appeared amongst the Brahmins as a great orator. He studied the Vedas and the Shastras. He went through all the Puranas. He discovered that in the Kali Yuga, the praising of God was the chief means of salvation. Jayadev's Gita Govinda and King Satvik. The husband of Rukmini, Krishna, said to Uddhava, "In the Kali Yuga, I wish you to worship me by singing my praise." Therefore, the poet Jayadev composed the poetic work called Gita Govinda. The theme of this poem is from the Padma Purana, about the love actions of the Lord of the universe with Radha, and also his voluntary plays in Gokul, in his Krishna avatar. The actions of Sri Hari are already enchanting, and moreover Jayadev had sung them in a beautiful manner in the form of a poem. This is like setting a diamond in a golden bracelet. He composed a book called Gita Govinda, which everyone copied and took away with them, or her. They joyfully committed it to memory and sang it in every house. Flowers may be in one place, but their fragrance spreads everywhere. So this book, the Gita Govinda, became known throughout the world. There was a king in Jagannath whose name was Satvik. He also composed a book similar to that of Jayadev. He had copies made of his book, sent them to people, and ordered it to be read by all. When the Pandits heard this news, they were very angry. These wise ones assembled at Jagannath and said to the king, "You have composed a book which is pleasing to yourself. You have even put it on an equality with that of Jayadev, and are therefore talking nonsense. But those who are really wise never praise their own works with their own lips. But you are telling all people to commit your book to memory. If you shout out, 'Take this knowledge, take this divine service, this mantra of a particular guru, and this knowledge of Brahma, this garland and this great diamond,' it loses its value. With your own lips to praise your own cleverness and the beauty of your own poetry is as foolish as it is to praise the musk, the sandalwood of Mount Mila, or saffron, or the odorous testicle of a wild cat. If you also try to fix the value of a daughter, or a pearl, of a book, or a rich cloth, of black ambergris, or the wind on the mount of Malaya, it is really lowering their true value." The Brahmins continued, "O king, you have composed this book in vain. You're holding pride in your heart. This is not pleasing to God." The king replied, "Bring both books here at once, and we will place them for the night before the idol of Jagannath." Jayadev sang the praises of God's goodness, and I also did the same. The book that is not acceptable to God, he will throw out of the temple. Both books were immediately brought and placed before the idol. The doors were locked, and the priest came out of the temple. On the next morning early, all the Brahmins assembled together, and at the time of wick-waving, all the priests also came into the temple. There they saw the superior book of Jayadev. This book was placed near him by the Supreme Being. The king's book was treated with contempt and tossed outside the temple. Hands were clapped with shouts of victory, victory. The assembled Brahmins rejoiced, and the king had to hang his head in shame. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.